Hi BookTube, it's Chelsea here to do another What I'm Reading Wednesday. I know last week I did Top 5 Wednesday and I'm planning on continuing to do them, but I just couldn't think of any bad series endings that I hadn't liked or that I owned and didn't really enjoy in terms of the whole season, so I didn't really have 5 answers for the question. So instead, I just figured I'd pop by to kind of show you guys what I'm reading at the moment. The first thing I'm reading is a nonfiction book that you saw in one of my last library loot videos. It's called How to Be a Heroine, or What I've Learned from Reading Too Much by Samantha Ellis. It is so far absolutely fantastic. As you guys can see, I'm about that much into it. It's really interesting because she's going through her life looking at each female heroine she's ever had and kind of dissecting it. The whole book is based on this premise that one day when she's at the moors in Scotland, she's with a friend, and they're basically debating whether or not they're more like Kathy Earnshaw or whether or not they're more like Jane Eyre. Samantha Ellis considers herself to be a Kathy until she kind of realizes, based on this conversation with her friend, that she's really more of a Jane. This realization kind of causes her to think, that maybe she's misread all the other heroines she's ever had. So she's going back through and looking at each one. She does The Little Mermaid. She's done Anne Shirley. She's done Little Women. She's done all of these different ones. Like each chapter, let's see, I'll show you. The next chapter I'm getting ready to read is on Scarlett O'Hara. So each chapter starts and is dedicated to one person, but within those chapters, she talks about all kinds of things. Like within her chapter on Lizzie Bennet, she also talks about Jo March. She also talks about some of the other Austen heroines. It's one of those kinds of those kinds of memoirs. I love books like this, books about people's reading processes and reading adventures. If that's something that you're into, if that's kind of ringing your literary bells, I highly recommend you pick it up. Ellis has a really easy to read writing style. She's funny, she's insightful. She kind of puts this socio pop culture lens on examining why she thinks this way. She talks a lot about different feminist authors and kind of pop culture critics. So in that way, it also seems kind of really fleshed out. And I wouldn't say well-researched because it doesn't have that vibe. But like I said, it's just really kind of a well-rounded and fleshed out opinion. And I'm really enjoying it. Next up, the thing I'm reading is Here There Be Dragons, which is the first book in the Imaginarium Geographica. I first heard about these books over at Sam's channel, Novels and Nonsense. And it is about a group of young boys who kind of, through a twist of events, inherit this map that's called the Imaginarium Geographica, to this land where all of the creatures and mythical beings from our fairy tales and our stories exist. That's where we've gotten those stories from, is from this place, the Imaginarium Geographica, and these boys are on their way there. I'm not super far into it yet, so I don't really know what's happening. That's kind of just a very generic synopsis, but I'm super, super excited to get into this. I love anything that involves dragons, and apparently Here There Be Dragons, yo. I'm just really, really looking forward to digging further into these adventures, and I'm really glad it's a series, and it's a YA series, so I should be able to get through it pretty quickly. And the last thing I'm reading, because I like to, be well-rounded in my reading options, is a graphic novel. And you've seen me talk about all of these in different hauls or library loots that I've had. But this is the Faust Act, the first volume of The Wicked and the Divine. This is about a group of 12 gods who come back every 200 years, and they get to be alive every 90 years they come back, and after 2 years they die. I'm just getting ready to pick this up. Actually, I'm just getting ready to start it today because I just finished rereading a volume of The Sandman. So this is literally I'm just now getting ready to read this Wednesday kind of thing. I'm really excited. Like I said the last time I was reading it, I really am looking forward to this style. I like the comic book style of illustration that's just full of really solid, bold colors and and firm lines. I don't really like sketch-based graphic novels or comics, so I'm really looking forward to this one. I heard about it from Elizabeth over at Books and Pieces, and she had kind of mixed things to say about it, but I'm really looking forward to seeing whether or not I agree with her. So yeah, that is just a quick summary of what I'm reading at the moment. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in another couple days with a video. As always, like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you around the internet. Bye, guys.